So this is the Bad Air Canal where I used to race paddle pop sticks where I was a kid. Here with some of the tunneltoads. We still haven't come up with Anthem. But
we're actually moving our group to more of a building society. We're building a dam here.
Well, you're building it and destroying it, busting it.
It's about sustainability, you know.
All right, the sun's going down. The reason it's called Bad Air, yeah, it was the first drain we ever saw a Bad Air sign in. Yeah, so we called it Bad Air, thinking it had bad air. But so don't be put off by the name, other than all drains probably have bad air in them to some extent. It's more we just didn't know the time. Those signs now, they don't have them anymore. But there was a time where every drain explorer, every member of the cave clan had 1955. One of those signs on the back of their toilet door or whatever. Drain subject to sudden flooding and bad air. So everywhere.
Hello, my name's Dee. I started exploring in July of this year. I'm from Gippsland and I only just recently moved there.
Cool, so you're a noob.
Yes, very, very new. What was it? My first few explores were like bandos and bridge rooms, so I am very new to drains as well, so yeah.
What got you into exploring?
Oh, I met Nippy. Nippy got me into exploring because we started exchanging messages like ages ago before we were like, you know, close. And, you know, he sort of got me into drains because I was very much a person who doesn't like getting wet. I don't like getting dirty and all that. And I'm like, I'm all good. But he showed me his like drain map and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. That's like really fun because I used to do a lot of stuff like around Melbourne and he showed me like a bunch of his like drain maps and abandoned maps and I'm like, oh, take me with you sometime. That's really cool. So yeah, and the rest is history. Like,
yeah. Cool. So you've gone from not liking getting wet to being wet every second weekend or whatever.
To my shoes and socks currently soaking wet and I'm currently standing in mud. Yes.
Yes. Do you have an exploring highlight?
Ted Winton's probably. Like, that is a very fun bridge room. And also Roscoe's bridge room. It was one he didn't really talk about until like recently, but it was a fun little crawl. Yeah. But Ted Winton's was a really good explore. Like it was my very first explore. It was so fun. Like a lot of concrete dust, but it was very fun.
Actually, Ted Winton's there's a scary story about these drug dealers kidnapped 2 people and locked them in there.
I heard about that. Yeah, Nippy told me about that. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. We're going there now. Okay, fine.
Yeah, so it's got a bit of a history. Another associate of the cave clan took an Uzi in there and shot it. And for like years there was all these like shells left on the ground. So a lot of people wouldn't go up here because of the entrance. Oh, is that a video?
It's Dism.
Oh, is he on the call?
Nah, he sent me a voice message.
Oh, okay.
He's a fucking vlog video.
Yeah, so it's pretty off-putting. But
it's a jail cell. Oh, no fucking court.
No, it's closed. So, yeah, this sucks. There's something sticking out the roof, so watch your back. What's number 1 on your Urbex bucket list?
May is probably. It's been like very hyped up. My bucket list is pretty much like, you know, the ones that have been very talked about and very hyped up because I see all the photos from it. I'm like, oh, I want to go in there because it sounds really cool and really fun. Like, let me in. Yeah. Yeah.
As I was saying before to the other guys, Maze is like 5 different drains in one and it changes quite regularly. It's a lot of variety. If you're an Urbex superhero, what would your superpower be?
Oh, I go like the way of Shadowcat from Marvel, like phasing through walls and shit. Like that seems really like, you know, opening doors is a really annoying thing of like bandos, especially new ones. Like they're really locked up tight, so you know getting through them seems like a like a no-brainer. Yeah,
that's a good one. The fact that the pipe is going down.
What's your sock on there?
Because it stops it from rattling around in my bag too much.
Oh, good point.
Look at Melbourne. Ooh. 28th.
I believe this might be a way out.
Yes. And it'll be near the cars.
Ooh.
Possibly is in the road.
Oh.
And not that many cars go down that street.
At least they'll have nowhere to park.
True. having a person in the shot rather than just an empty pipe.
Yeah.
And if you do something like slip over, that's a bonus.
Out of the 2 times I've slipped over, one of them has been in a pipe like this.
Oh, red brick tunnels are bad for slipping. But basically I'm just filming this to put one of your interviews over. Have you had any near misses with authorities or injuries?
Yes, we were exploring a mansion, I think, either yesterday or the day before, and some old people snitched on us and called the cops. So it was a fun little, don't do it again, and we just walked off pretty much because it was like they had no right to kick us out anyway. So it's like, yeah we're here. So other than that, I've had no real injuries or anything so far. I've slipped over a couple times and bruised myself. I've hurt my back crawling because it's crawling and it's very uncomfortable. Yeah. But other than that, not really anything real.
Give it time. Have you ever been on an explore that made you think, I'm over this?
Big ears. It's not because I don't like big ears. It's because I was just very tired afterwards, and like it was a lot of crawling, and I think we took a wrong turn, and it was just my back was killing me essentially because I was squatting for like a total of 10 minutes, and it was just my legs were dying, so we just turned back, and I just went back to the car. I was like, no, I'm good.
The new big ears is really good. The old big ears is really bad.
Yeah.
So would this have been a canal before?
Looks like it, yeah. Good, like a half red brick canal. Yeah, normally the ones like that, I think that's what they were. They must have just been. I think that this concrete, see how it's not a pipe?
Yeah.
Like I think that's from like the late 50s, early 60s.
Oh yeah.
See this shit?
Yeah. What is that?
Crystal. You know, it's a pretty average drain when the bend is a highlight. Hey, it bends.
Oh, lovely gold.
Oh, that might be the one. Yeah, that's probably the one. I think we can get out there if we have to. That comes out near St Anthony's Church. See if it's the one I'm thinking of. This drain used to go up the street that Cave Pane used to have this house in Main Street, Norfolk. This drain actually goes up the street. A couple of old school guys, Georgie and Acorn, they reckon they got out a manhole in the street, but we could never find it. So you've got to be keen to come up here and do a piece. Like, basically no one's going to see it.
Such a bad surface for
Yeah, that too. Tell us something about yourself that most people wouldn't know.
I work as a drag performer as well as like doing Urbex stuff. So before I moved, I was very much like in the Melbourne scene. I was like going to clubs, performing. I also make costumes for myself. I did like costume commissions for like a couple of years during the pandemic, but kind of said fuck it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do my own stuff now. Yep. So yeah, I mostly just do that, and yeah.
And I haven't had that one yet, so that's a first. That's good. I can't believe Dunnett came up here. Dunnett. Surprised he came up here. Yeah, I'm surprised he used to like his drains, like, you know, nice and easy. Must have been when he lived in Main Street. Dreadies.
Oh, that's an interesting smell coming up.
What's that saying? He who smelt it, dealt it. Oh, gross.
Really getting the bad air and bad air.
Bad air, in bad air. I think Nippy was the first person that did the tell us something about yourself, and he told me about the bees. And then the next, I did like 3 people. I was like, this is the best question. I was getting really good answers. Yeah. Like, It's like, yeah, most people sort of went along with it and, you know. Whereas some people are like, I'm not telling you that, that's private. Another sensor. No, there's one in the low part too, but I haven't seen them like that. That had LED lights on it.
You think they can turn on?
No. What unusual critters have you seen while exploring?
Ooh, for a long time I thought whitetails were a myth until I've gone through drains, because I never really had encounters with like redbacks and whitetails, like, because you know, people talk up the scary spiders. Honestly, I lived in suburban Australia, like suburban Victoria, for the most longest time of my life, like 20 years. I have never seen like a fucking like single whitetail or anything, but it's like today, I think, my first time like seeing like a whitetail just like spin this way, I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I've never seen an eel before, so that'll be fun. Like, first eel bite.
Yeah, I don't know, seeing them, it's when you feel them wrapping around you.
Oh, that's scary. That's no. I hate it when seaweed brushes up against me when I'm like on the beach. It's so, no, bad.
And eels
bad.
are so slimy. Like,
yeah, slithery, gross, disgusting.
it's like it gets bigger up ahead. Am I imagining it as a little ramp? Bluestone. Who do you think would make a good DrainTalk guest?
Ooh, I've heard a lot of good things about Echo. I think Echo is such a great guest to have on.
I think I'm gonna have to get. I might have to pay. I might have to.
Yeah, majority rules. Like if everyone's gonna say Echo, then do Echo. Yeah.
I might have to start a GoFundMe.
Do it. I'll donate. I'll donate for my $100. Yeah.
All right, we'll get him. We'll definitely get him. What are your principles around location sharing?
I think for drains it's fine. Abandos maybe keep it a bit more gate kept, because you don't know who's gonna like burn it down or like, you know, throw a rave there. Because listen, the second someone finds out an abandoned hotspot, someone's gonna like ruin the fun, or someone's gonna like tip off the cops by accident. There's gonna be that someone who either like starts a fire or like does a rave, and it's gonna be completely trash the place. Like I've seen some abandos that are just absolutely just bodied. Like it is bad, and it's kind of upsetting, because you know, like it's history you're trying to preserve as well. Like, you know, I'm not saying like gatekeep, but at the same time I think be wary of who you're telling.
I know. It's sort of a catch-22, because sometimes I've found some alright locations, like topside locations, through seeing a tag on a window. But then once the building gets tagged, that's sort of the beginning of the end. The clock's ticking. Do you have a tip that might help someone new to Urbex?
God, don't bring a shit torch to your first expo, and also bring water. Like, make sure you have a bag and everything. Like, and also, a little list of things to bring. Good torches, plastic bags, or like plastic wrap or something, just like resealable plastic bags to like, in case you're like doing drains and you get wet. That is such a big, because like Big Ears is so wet at high tide. It is paramount to have that stuff for your electronics. Water, like the basics, like food, snacks. Do not eat or drink in dusty areas and like bedrooms and shit, because it is going to get in your mouth. It's going to be gross. You're gonna taste graveness back then. Also, like, try not to disturb bird shit if you're in an abando, like, or like mold, like that's like, you know, you don't want to get sick, avoid it, like, don't step on it, pretty much,
Yes. Get very sick from the pigeon shit and... Is it Duggo slashing Fallon or Fallon slashing Duggo? I think it's me slashing Fallon.
We need to get up there. What? We need to get up there. There's no problem.
These balls are not for the faint of heart.
These balls are made for walking.
See, the reason I'm walking like this is because I have to leave space for my warping balls.
Sorry,
to
it's
swing.
this thing. I've got it up high for the filming. Someone young and healthy should go have a look.
Let's go.
I reckon it's a donut tag up there. This could be a way out, I can't remember. It's been so long.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. Oh, Hippie, how you going? B, hello.
I'm lost and scared.
Yeah, I think this.
What's up there?
I think that goes off quite a bit, and then it joins up to another tunnel and comes back to that one you were just at before. It's
Anything up there?
the Arthur Street loop is what it is in the drain. If anyone's ever heard me tell a story about when I was at primary school and I heard that there was a tunnel under the school. And I dug under the portable, because there was a tunnel under the school. Well, this is the tunnel that ended up being under the school. Also, I tried climbing into it in grade 6, and I was halfway down I had the grill open, and Miss Matthews, the PE teacher,
Is she fit?
told me off. She's like, "What are you doing? Get out of there!" I said, "I dropped my tennis ball," and she's like, "Well, leave it." Anyway, that was this drain, but like 5 or 6 years before we actually explored it.
That's cool. There's like an Egyptian eye on the other side of it.
Oh, it's probably Swipe. Swipe used to draw the Egyptian eye. All right, well, I'm going to go. You guys can decide what you're doing.
Have a good one.
See ya. Look how bad I am with names. Hey, Nippy. Hello. Hey, Dee. See you later, Dee. Nice meeting you. Don't fall over, because I will film it and use it.
This is going to,
Hey, tunnel.
no, you're saying hello to Dismal.
Hello to Dism.
Brilliant.
Yeah, all right. I'm outnumbered here, so I'm not making fun. See ya. Yeah, bye. Have fun.
Have good.
See you later. Yeah, have good. See ya. Fuck, I'm glad that's over.
Dargo, you're only $50, by the way.
Fuck off. What for? What for? Thing.
Yeah, we don't talk.
Okay. I'll leave it on your windscreen wiper. What's the most overrated location that you've explored so far?
Tommy's Hole. Like, it's just a hole, truthfully. Like, it's a good, if you're going to Blades, it's a really fun, like, little, just like, oh, this is a little part. It's not amazing by any means. A kid died there. Like, unfortunately, it's a bit grim. Like, it's also a bit grim to kind of turn it into, like, a tagging spot. Like, it's just, I mean, have a look, but also, like, you know, it's not this big thing you need to tell everyone about. Just like, you know, just go to Blades.
Yeah.
Blades is a fun drain. I enjoy Blades.
Thank you.
All right. See ya. No, seriously, I'm so glad that's over. All right.
I'm so glad that's over. I hate hanging out with this old guy called Dargo.
I can't hear you anyway. I'm too old.
Send him to a retirement home.
I won't hear it until I get the video back at home, and then I'll cry myself to sleep. Nippy's a bully. If you're a real drain gang, you'd go as far as you could. Don't be toy. Do you tell your family and non-exploring friends about your hobby?
Absolutely. Well, because first of all, I think a basic rule is to tell people where I'm going. Like, I think in case I go missing, you know, I don't know what could happen. Secondly, I just like sharing stories with people. My dad doesn't really care. Like, he's very like, yeah, just be safe. Like, you're an adult. Like, as long as you're fine. Because my dad, again, I was very much a kid who didn't like getting dirty or wet. So he's like, oh, this is a good change for you. And I'm like, okay. I'll try not to take that personally. But yeah, my friends love seeing it. I scared the shit out of my friends a couple times because they lived back in my old area, Carrum Downs. And they essentially, like, when the weather was shit there, they forgot I wasn't in Carrum Downs anymore. And they're like, oh, the weather's shit, get out of there, it's gonna flood. And I'm like, no, I'm good, shut up. I'm in, like, Q, I'm fine, like, it's alright.
Good answer. Anything else you'd like to add before we finish up?
Have fun, use common sense, don't be a dick, you know, go in drains, have fun. Like, honestly, we're all just explorers here. We're not here to, like, have any bad stuff happen. Like, you know, just vibe.
No worries. Thanks, Dee. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
No worries. Cheers. Get out of the bloody drains!
We found a manhole exit.
Cool.